Na 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 Batman. Batman. Hello, Fanatics! I'm Dylan Phillips, and this is the Film Fanatic Review bringing you the Lego Batman movie with Will Arnett, Zach Galifianakis, and Michael Cera. First, I'll tell you our initial thoughts and what the movie is about. Then I'll move on to our spoiler-free likes and dislikes. I'll finish up with some spoiler-heavy thoughts on this film and our final word. Overall, this movie is surprisingly good, so long as you're not comparing it constantly to the Lego movie. It's less innovative, it has a less addictive original song, and it draws from a smaller pool of references. But this film still stands on its own. The Lego Batman movie is about billionaire Bruce Wayne, who attempts to juggle fighting the criminals of Gotham while trying to raise his newly adopted son. For what I liked about this film, this movie is not the same without Will Arnett as Batman. One of my issues with the Lego movie was the fact that we didn't get as much Batman in that film, and this movie proves why we needed more. I'll explain more in the spoiler section. As for the rest of the cast, we had some standout performances by both Zach Galifianakis as the Joker and Michael Cera as Robin. The visuals and colors of this film fully embody the feeling of Gotham City, and while the original songs might not be as addictive as the Lego movie, the overall soundtrack is still very good. Speaking of the visuals, I absolutely love the stop-motion animation used in the Lego movies, and I can't wait to see what other future Lego properties they bring into this cinematic universe. Lastly, this film is filled with lots of jokes for all audiences, whether it be references to pop culture or throwbacks to previous Batmans. Batmans? Batmen? Batmans. As for what I disliked, it seemed like in some instances when they were doing rapid-fire jokes, some of them just didn't really hit with their delivery. However, with the amount of jokes that were coming at those points, all the lesser jokes were overpowered by the bigger, funnier bits. Also, I found that the film relied too much on action aspects and less on the emotional foundation of the story. And again, this is something I'll explain more in the spoiler section. And that's where I'll end our spoiler-free thoughts on this film. If you want to hear our final word and rating of this film, pause now and click the link in the description, because now it's time for spoilers. First off, I'm going to talk about the acting and characters again in this film. For me, Will Arnett's take on both Bruce Wayne and Batman is not only the funniest, but the most human iteration of these characters that we've seen on screen so far. Meanwhile, we also have Zach Galifianakis' Joker, who isn't the anarchist or the gangster, but just a sad sociopath who wants to be hated by his archenemy. I find that while both of these characters are great and show a previously unseen depth, at the same time the emotional impact is not as great as it could have been, and I believe that's because of the focus of this film. As I said, this film relies heavily on action sequences, much like most Batman movies or a lot of animated action adventures, but this movie could have been so much more. At the center of this film is the deep-rooted cause of Batman's isolation, and that is his fear of losing people close to him once again. Although this might be a strong part of the film's plot, they don't explore it enough to make it as emotionally impactful as it could have been at the end. With Will Arnett's twisted and scarred take on both Bruce Wayne and Batman, it was a shame that they didn't pursue this dynamic to further enhance this film. And with all the pop culture references, I was quite disappointed that there was none to Arrested Development, which starred both Will Arnett and Michael Cera. Oh, and I thoroughly enjoyed that DC could actually poke fun at Batman v Superman so soon after its release. Maybe the DCEU should focus less on this dark universe and just go full comic with the Lego franchise. So, with the thoughts heard, here's our final word. The Lego Batman movie is an inspiring and insanely funny animated comedy, filled with great visuals, jokes, and references for all ages. Whether you're a fan of Batman and Lego, or just enjoy a good comedy, this movie is the definition of a film for the whole family. Although it doesn't meet the expectations that the Lego movie set, Will Arnett's take on Batman is both different and refreshing, so I'm gonna give the Lego Batman movie an 8. Thanks everybody for watching our review. Are you planning on seeing the Lego Batman movie? Or if you've already seen it, do you have something to add? What did you think of Will Arnett's take on the Caped Crusader? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Dylan Phillips, and this has been the Film Fanatic Review. If you liked this video and you want to see more, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Check out our latest Fanatic 5 video where we discuss the top Michael Keaton performances. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Until next time, Fanatics, keep it real.